Hi, Danny. I didn't see you in here until I just looked.
Hey Steve, how you doing?
Came in stealthy.
Well,
Um,
you got
did
a
you
lot going
get
on there
everything you
with those.
needed? I'm sorry, go on.
I said you got a lot going on there with those charts, man.
Well, these charts are just higher time frame charts that I look at. I mean, this one right here is where Helix is, and this is a real tiny small chart for price action. This is like a 5-1 little dinky thing.
Yeah.
And these are all huge charts. Here's a range chart. These are just kind of like information only kind of thing to see what is happening.
Hmm.
But this is the one that is actually trading here. This is Helix. This is the one that's active on auto.
Right. Okay.
But we talked about your settings or something like that, or where do we leave off?
Yeah. Yes, Steve. My settings are off. I think. Um, because the stops are real tight on my on the 21-3. Now I was trading the 21-3 chart. Okay. And I thought those stocks were like 40, 60, 70 ticks on that chart. Um, and
Well, you could very easily see them. You want to share your screen?
yes, how can I do that?
Well, let me stop sharing first of all. And we are being recorded here. I guess I could pause that for a minute here. Hold on a minute. Zoom recording. Okay, here we go. So back on. Okay, so while we were doing our little lesson there, it took a few trades. I know I saw it go up to 700 and change. It took this one here somewhere. I got to get rid of all these things. They're too hard. It took this one here, went short here from there.
I see that. Yeah.
And then it just took this loser right here. It got down. It took this one, the small one right here, and then it took this one, but this one went up, and I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of those, and I'm kind of eyeing, and that's why I'm looking at these here, because you can see right here, if I put a marker right here, let me put a circle here. Let's see if I can do that. I'll put it there. Now, if I come over here, this is the smaller chart.
Right. That's your.
There it is, right there. There's the area. Now, do you want to go short with something looking like that? Right. So I think
Yeah.
I'm going to have to incorporate the smaller price action in here, which is easy to do, just a couple clicks of a button, and say, I don't want, this moving average is going up, and I don't want to go short when it's like that. I'll just wait until it wraps back around. So right here would have been fine, which it did do, and it did win. It went from the entry zone here, this magenta, and then it came down, and then it just got popped out. It just didn't go very far, which is fine, but that's what there, it's right here. You can see my arrow. So yeah, I got in here, up here, went down all the way to here, and then got popped me out right there.
Yeah.
So anyway, so it's a work in progress, but that's where we're at.
Wow.
But
Well,
it's not bad for let me see, what did I do during this morning? I took a shower, and I talked to you, and I did some emails, and I'm up for one contract, $600. That's what I'm after.
that's exactly what we have to, Steve.
That's what I'm after. I just am so tired of staring at the flipping screen. And
I'm telling you, Steve, this is what we're after. My goodness, man.
yeah.
One contract, you're up $600.
Well, here, let's
look. Even talk to me. Heck, you've been on the phone with me almost an hour.
Look here, this is the status box here. I'm going to show you. So this one here, I'll just show you. Do a little commercial on the tools.
Okay.
This is status box right here.
Okay.
So you can go into this one, this blue there. Now that you know what MAE, so it's traded 18 contracts, and I'm not doing 2 contracts, it's just single contracts. So 18 is in essence, because I'm doing single contracts, there are 18 setups. So I've had 18 setups this morning. And my adverse excursion, now that you know what that is, it's 17. I went 17 ticks against me on average.
Not bad at all.
But it's gone 29 ticks in my favor.
In favor, yeah.
Right. So I'm not posting ETD on here because there's only so much. I could get that elsewhere. So if we come over to the trade management right here, and let me see, let's get today.
Yeah.
And then filter all of that. That's the only thing I got on. That's fine. So I'm going to go to ticks. So you could see now I'm getting closer to my 1 point. I want 1.5, but you know, you had 97. So you were doing a 1-to-1 ratio. I'm doing a little better than 1-to-1 ratio.
Sure.
Okay, but let's look at the numbers that I just told you about. So there you go, right there. So there's the 17. Now my ETD is 22. So I'm given 22. It's going 29 ticks in my favor. And on average, it's coming back 22 ticks before my stop kicks it out and says no more.
Right.
Now, if I didn't have my stops in there and I said, just give me 20, 25 ticks, this number would be a lot more.
Yes, it would, because you just take 25 ticks and get out.
But what I'm working on is for Helix to determine that. Because for me to do that, I have to go into the strategy, I have to change the settings, and then I have to evaluate it again later, and you know, that kind of thing. You're always having to evaluate it. I don't want to. I'm working on what I'm working on right now is to have Helix to look in the past. I'm going to call it the I'm calling it the EPA, not the Environmental Protection Agency, but what is it called? EPA stands for exponential pivot average.
Okay.
Exponential pivot average is just that. It's going to take the last, let's say, 10 trades. It's going to put more weight on the most recent ones, but it's going to give me an average. But there's going to be more weight on these on the later pivots, and then eventually they'll drop off. On the 11th one will have the most weighted value, and that 10th one gets dropped off and it's no longer used because it's, you know, so that's where we're going with that. So in any event, so it's going to be able to constantly see and review these last X, you know, let's say 10, the last X 10 trades, and say, oh, your average of pivots, which is your swings, you know, some people call them swings, some people call them pivots, whatever you want to call them. But in any event, it's going to look at that and say, hey, on average, your pivots have gotten bigger. Well, your dynamic target then is going to move based on that number. And if it starts to get into chop and says, hey, the last 10 pivots have been only 20 ticks. Well, it's, you know, one, it might not even take the trade, or our stops are going to be really, you know, 18, 15, or whatever number we put in there. So one other thing that I should probably, and I do have to go because I got a meeting here. One other thing that I will show you here with Helix. Now I know you're in already, but this is changing.
Okay.
I had it at 19. I had it at 0 for forever.
Oh, I know you did. You were 0, you were at 19,
and then it was $9 because I mean it wasn't ready. It wasn't ready yet. And then it went to $19. And I got a few people. I think that's I don't know where you came in at, maybe the 29 or whatever.
I came at 29.
29. Yeah, it's been at 29 for quite a while, but that's being changed again. So and the more crap that gets put in here and the more sophisticated it gets. And you know where Helix comes from, right? That's the DNA. DNA is Helix. It's a double. The DNA, our blood DNA is a double helix. So I just dropped the double part and I just call it Helix. It's all coming from DNA, and the DNA is what I just showed you, and that's, you know, MAE and where things are and ranges and pivots and what's it doing and markets and all that crap. That's why I'm looking at all these. Helix looks at all these internally. It's looking at all these. You're only seeing this. Now I'm gonna stop plotting these because it's just too busy. I can't even see what the hell's going on. So I'm gonna stop plotting them. But just because they're not plotting doesn't mean they're not working. They're still working. They're just not plotting.
Right.
And then what I could do is I could put my other indicators on here, like, I don't know, you know, Keltner channel or Behringer or some Fibonacci's, whatever. And you can kind of get, you know, better things. And if it really pans out, then I could even add those in here for that matter. You know, I could add Keltner channels in here if I wanted to. So there's all kinds of crap that's going to come in there, and that's why I say that price is going up, because I've got way too much time and way too much money invested.
So. Well, I agree. I agree, Steve. I thought you were underpricing it anyway. in the first
Yeah,
place.
well,
So
I mean, it wasn't ready. I mean, it's still not ready, but you know, it's getting there. But I'm just you know, every day people are saying, you know, you know, they want if everybody wants it for free. And everybody wants everything for free. And you know, I just got to the point where I was spending like I don't have a problem spending time with you on. I mean, what we spent like 45 minutes already.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I have no problem with all at all because all I'm doing is staring at a chart anyway. So it gives me something better to do. I enjoy that and the camaraderie. I love it. But when people are just, you know, they want it and it's just like you got no skin in the game, and it's like, you know, I want it for free. But all these are free here. Like for instance, you know, there's a lot of things in here that are free. Like this price, we were talking about the price extensions right here. So here's your stats. Now you can read all that. And I think you should, you know, because if you're going to get into algorithms or analytics, you really do. And speaking of that, I got that here.
Right.
That's something of that right here comes from all this analytics. But if you go to tools again and you go look under trade pick, now read that one. This one you might actually like. So these are free. This is a free one. Matter of fact, I used it today in that video that I just posted, you know, 3 hours ago. You'll see trade pick in there. If you want to see, you'll be fascinated. You'll be baffled. You'll be like, where the hell have I been all this time?
Wow. Yeah. 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 I'm gonna go in and look at trade picks, Steve. Yeah.
Okay. I gotta get going. I got a meeting, but we'll do it again tomorrow.
Okay, man.
You know what?
Tune in tomorrow.
I might be. I don't know if I'm gonna be in here, but usually there's somebody in here. I don't know. People come and go all the time. Who knows? Jimmy's here regularly, but
Okay.
you know,
Well,
people
if you're
coming.
not there, no problem.
Ryan's in here. Lloyd pops in from time to time. So whatever.
Yeah. Well, nobody there, no problem.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm here. I mean, that's all
yeah, I'll tune in tomorrow. If no one's there, not a problem.
Okay? Yeah, if I'm here, I'm here. If I'm not, you know, you can just hang in there. Somebody will pop in at some point. Just leave it on, you know, no big deal.
Yes.
All right, I gotta go.
All right. Thanks, Steve.
All right, thanks. All right, bye.